Hello everyone, you are on the channel Ukraine Will Win. Today let's talk about a significant shift in the war in Ukraine. It's becoming increasingly clear that Ukraine is no longer just reacting, it's actively setting the pace and controlling the tempo of the conflict. This is a monumental change from the early days of the full-scale invasion, and it's happening for several key reasons. First, let's look at the strategic initiative. For months, the narrative was about Russian advances and Ukrainian defense. But now the tables have turned. Ukrainian forces are dictating where and when the major battles take place. Look at the Kharkiv counter-offensive in late 2022. It was a masterclass in operational security and rapid maneuver, completely surprising Russian forces and liberating a vast amount of territory in a matter of days. This wasn't just a lucky break, it was a meticulously planned operation that showed Ukraine's ability to seize the initiative. More recently, we've seen this pattern continue. Ukraine is choosing its targets with precision, using long-range weapons like HIMARS and Storm Shadow missiles to systematically degrade Russian logistics, command centers, and air defenses far behind the front lines. Every destroyed ammunition depot, every hit on a command post, disrupts Russian plans and forces them to react to Ukraine's moves. They are constantly on the back foot, trying to plug holes and guess where the next strike will land. This constant pressure prevents them from massing forces for their own large-scale offensives. Another critical factor is the adaptability and innovation of the Ukrainian military. They have become masters of asymmetric warfare. Think about the naval drone attacks on Russia's Black Sea Fleet. Ukraine, a country with a very small traditional navy, has managed to challenge and push back one of the world's major naval powers using ingenuity and cutting-edge technology. These sea drones, developed and built in Ukraine, are a game changer. They have forced the Russian fleet to relocate its ships from Sevastopol, effectively breaking the blockade and reopening vital sea lanes for grain exports. This isn't just a military victory, it's a huge economic and strategic win. On the ground, Ukrainian soldiers are proving to be more flexible and motivated. They operate in smaller, more agile units, empowered to make decisions on the fly. This contrasts sharply with the rigid, top-down command structure of the Russian army, which often leads to slow reactions and catastrophic losses. Ukrainian morale remains incredibly high because they are fighting for their homes, their families, and their country's very existence. This is a powerful force that no amount of Russian propaganda can overcome. Let's also discuss the battlefield in the east, particularly around places like Avdiivka. While Russia has thrown immense resources into capturing these areas, their gains have been minimal and have come at a staggering cost in both men and equipment. Ukraine's strategy here is one of active defense. They are not just sitting in trenches. They are making the invaders pay for every single meter of ground. They are outriding Russian forces at an unsustainable rate by forcing Russia to concentrate its efforts on these costly meat grinder battles. Ukraine is bleeding the Russian war machine dry, preventing it from building up strength for attacks elsewhere. It's a deliberate strategy to exhaust the enemy while preserving their own forces for future counteroffensives. The air war is another domain where Ukraine is gaining an edge. Initially, Russia was expected to achieve air superiority quickly. That never happened. Ukraine's air defense network, a clever mix of old Soviet systems and modern Western ones like Patriot and Iris-T, has proven remarkably effective. They are not only protecting Ukrainian cities, but are also creating no-fly zones for Russian aircraft near the front lines. We've seen a dramatic increase in the number of Russian jets being shot down, including high-value assets like A-50 surveillance planes. This forces Russian pilots to be more cautious, reducing their effectiveness and allowing Ukrainian ground forces more freedom to operate. And let's not forget the crucial role of international support. The steady supply of advanced weaponry, intelligence, and training from partner nations has been a force multiplier for Ukraine. But it's important to understand that this aid is not what's winning the war. It's the skill, courage, and strategic brilliance of the Ukrainian people and their armed forces that are turning these tools into victories. Ukraine has proven it can use this equipment more effectively and creatively than anyone imagined. The psychological aspect is also vital. By striking targets deep inside Russia and in occupied Crimea, Ukraine is shattering the Kremlin's narrative that this is a special military operation happening far away. The war is being brought home to the Russian public. Attacks on military airfields, oil refineries, and naval bases demonstrate Ukraine's reach and Russia's vulnerability. This creates internal pressure within Russia and undermines the image of strength that the regime tries to project. Every explosion in Crimea serves as a reminder that Ukrainian control will be restored. So, when you piece it all together, the strategic planning, the technological innovation, the battlefield adaptability, the effective use of aid, and the psychological warfare, a clear picture emerges. Ukraine is no longer just surviving. It is actively shaping the course of this war. They are making calculated moves, forcing Russia to react, and grinding down their military capabilities. The tempo of the war is now being set in Kiev, not Moscow. The path ahead is still difficult and will require continued resolve and support, but the initiative is firmly in Ukrainian hands. They are proving that the will of a free people is the most powerful weapon of all. Thank you for watching. If you believe in Ukraine's victory, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with others. Every bit of support helps bring that victory closer. Slava Ukrainis!